Good evening, everybody. How are you
Hey,
doing?
hey everybody.
It's good to be back for Monday night, everyday live chats, just catching up with everybody. Feel free to say something in the stream space. Feel free to drop a message, to drop a WhatsApp. If you
Questions.
got questions, my wife is she's going to answer every question, and every advice she gives is guaranteed success. The first and important thing I really want to talk about, there's a very important issue that is affecting the world. Um, I've seen riots, I've seen protests concerning the PlayStation 5.
I've seen people twerking for it.
Yes, it's a pressing matter. It's a very pressing matter in the world. The PlayStation 5 that's coming, and every church in December when it's Pastors Appreciation. If you really want your church to go to the next level, if you want your pastors to minister on a high level,
To pray harder.
to preach harder, I'd highly recommend for Pastors Appreciation. I'm not saying for all pastors. I'm not talking to my church members. To anybody watching, that would be a fantastic gift, the PlayStation 5. Um, you know, just seeing it, it put me on just, I like researching stuff. And I was just researching in terms of the gaming industry. I had no idea of how big it was, that it's bigger than movies, music, and sports in terms of revenue combined. And even right now, in the middle of the lockdown, it has really, it just keeps on growing, keeps on developing. And because if you tell someone, stay home, stay safe, and you put a video game in their hands, it's very definitely going to gain traction. I remember, I think it was 2000 and I think it was 2013. For Christmas, my wife bought me the best Christmas present. It was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Um, you don't remember?
No. I've had many Christmases with you. And the most pickiest guy to buy things for is my husband. Yo, I've
I'm
had
not big.
no, I've had too many in the cupboards type of things. Pack in the cupboard, don't
There's
use.
many presents you bought, which
I think, were fantastic and super. I remember I was traveling on one of those trips and I bought you a Mont Blanc wallet and I bring it and like, no, I don't like this. I don't like this. I'm like, what was I doing? It was such a nice gift.
you remember and the pen.
No, I didn't buy you the
Both
Mont
the pen.
Blanc pen.
Yeah.
No, I bought you.
I was like,
I don't
have you
remember.
seen me writing anything since you met me? It's
Oh,
typing.
actually, I think I bought you the pen and I took it because
Yeah.
you still didn't use it.
I was like, have you seen me writing anything? This writing business.
So I don't know. In terms of gifts, I don't know about you, but I've given up with this guy here. I literally just now I'm like, let's buy a box of chocolates. Let's leave it at that. Or anything, maybe buy, sneakers or even a tracksuit. This Christmas, what I got was, in fact, what I got for you for this Christmas was a Adidas bag and an Adidas t-shirt.
Let's talk about that bag. That's a good thing. My wife has a tendency of buying presents for me, which she wants. So she buys
it's stuff that I think you'd want because they're nice.
I didn't even use it. 2 days later, I'm seeing you gone. Till today, I haven't seen it. The same thing happened with the Nike bag. I never saw that bag. You bought it and disappeared with it, Yeah, I guess with me as well with presents, what makes it difficult is I don't have a lot of needs and things which I like. For example, if I get an iPhone, I can use it for 2 or 3 generations, and I don't feel like I need the new iPhone 11 is out. I need to get it. I can make my electronics stretch. Like if I get a phone, if I get like my PlayStation, I've had it for years. I've never had to replace it. But when a new one comes, that's when I might get it. Not even in the same year, in the second year or something. But I especially electronics, I know how to take care of electronics. I can make them stretch.
I think the only gift that I kind of got right, of which was
Modern Warfare 3.
Was it really?
I
can't even remember. I think I just like that's when I was just like, I've given up. Then maybe there's I don't know what was.
I've never been so happy. I felt like I was in heaven.
I think the one I can remember that you really did like was a speaker. I think I got you one of those speakers.
I was a JBL, right?
Yes, and that you really did like, but it's hard. And then
plus my presents, which I like, are quite expensive.
Like which ones?
If I say I want a Fender Stratocaster guitar,
no.
It will set you back.
No.
It will set you back in life.
No. So those are like gifts for generations to come.
Yeah.
Like when I buy you this gift, I don't have to buy you anything for the next 10 years.
Yes. So when you were growing up, did you have a lot of birthday parties growing up?
I can't remember, but I do know that I have a lot of pictures of me when they're taking when we have birthday parties. I don't know if with people, mainly my cousins. I don't see a few people with what I can remember. I don't think I had birthday parties in the whole of my high school life. I think I had sessions around go to Spur and have a lunch with your friends. And in high school, I was a cliquey girl, so we used to call each other. I used to hang around with 4 girls that we ordinarily would be together. So my mama, I'm sure, I think she would have just done something like that.
Okay.
From the pictures and from what I can remember, I mean, I had a 21st birthday party where I had.
But as one of those with the whole family type of vibe.
And friends. It was a very formal one. I had a.
So it was a family gathering disguised as a birthday. One of those.
No, it was a party. It was a big party. It was a big party. It was even. I even had a theme. It was at a venue. I had a DJ. I had an MC. Sure. I had
DJs alone.
Yes.
What's DJ?
A friend of mine. I got a friend of mine. He had to come a DJ.
Tent or no?
No, at a venue.
At a venue?
Yes.
Oh.
Did you have any birthday parties?
I remember one when I was 5 years old. If I say I remember the picture. And then from there, it's Jack. So I don't remember any other birthday party apart from that one. So, growing up in Africa, African birthdays matter. So I don't know about you guys out there. Did you growing up in your African childhood have a culture of birthday party? I had a friend.
And celebrations.
I had a friend who every year, and they had like a big family. It was 1, 2, there were like 5 kids in that group. Every year, each kid would have a birthday party.
Oh wow!
Every year, it was a thing. From the time he was, we were friends since grade 3. From the time he was 18, when he left the country to go to the United Kingdom, they would have birthday parties for every child every year. It was a thing that. So.
I make an effort for people's birthdays. I mean, pinch. I make a proper effort, even at home. I buy gifts. I would buy cakes and do something really special for someone if it's their birthdays. I think now what I've actually said to myself is that I need to also make it memorable for the kids as well.
Yeah.
And so what I do now is that every time somebody has a birthday party, I'll either, if I don't have time, I'll go buy cupcakes, and then I always have candles. And in the morning we have a little ritual, and we just put candles. If you're turning 5, like Boki was turning 6 in May, and we put on a cupcake, and luckily it was during the crisis, during the lockdown, and I had time to even bake as well. So I baked one big chunky cupcake, and I put something small, like, and then she remembers it for life, type of thing. And then we sing for her, and then do a little special thing for her, like almost like a birthday ring for home. And I think
birthdays are important, particularly for children.
Yeah. Even for us, like I still think, you want to be treated specially for your birthday.
Yeah, I think it's one of those curses. In Africa, we got many curses. We got many curses to break in Africa. I think one of the curses we have to break is just the birthday party, birthday
celebration, Often you think, we even celebrate deaths more than we actually do a birthday party, which is quite a sad thing, very sad. We wait for someone to depart for us to have a big feast where we slaughter cows and whatever you want to call it, and we actually don't celebrate birthdays.
That's sad. That is.
Did you check out any of the BET award stuff?
Oh,
did you guys check out any of that?
I didn't see, but I was following up an interesting story between Shoma Josie and Burna Boy.
Well, Burna Boy won and Shoma Josie didn't win. But and I liked what he said on Twitter. I saw something where they said, Africa, Black Lives Matters.
Black lives can only matter when
Africa met, yes, which I thought was powerful and is in line with my views and your views, I guess, in terms of saying that, we need to also think about African lives in terms of when there are issues in Africa, then the world just kind of forgets.
Yeah.
But when, what do you want to say?
So there is, for me, when it comes to like African lives matter in the context of us in Africa, my thinking is it must matter to us first. When I say matter to us first, is we need to just really focus on uplifting Africa, making Africa a place where people, let's say for example, African Americans, my compassion with them is they have to fight for America because for them, when they look at Africa, they're like, hey, go back to Africa for what?
There's no other alternative for them.
There's no real alternative for them. We have to create a kind of continent where people, even Europeans, even Asians, even they look to migrate here, because I think the greatest indictment against us is the feet. America might have challenges, but offer any African today an opportunity
to go to the US.
They'll go there very fast. Many will go very fast. You look at what's happening in the north, people going on boats and trying to get to Europe.
North Africa, that is.
Yeah, North Africa, getting on boats to get to Europe. And, we just have to get a grip. We have to get a grip and build our continent. We need to make this place lovely and amazing. So back to the BETs, I only saw the tweet of Burna Boy winning. And also Shasha.
I have never heard anything of hers. Do you know anything of it?
Do you know Amapiano?
Yeah.
It's just like me, 2 or 3. She's like big in Amapiano. She's like the first lady of Amapiano. So she has managed to win a BET award, and it's obviously a plus for the culture of Amapiano, how they've developed that music. and it's also a plus for Zimbabwe, Africa. I mean, it's huge. It's huge. It's huge. It's a huge award. It's a huge award.
Oh, fantastic! I mean, it's the first time I've heard of her and seen her. Like
She's big.
Oh, really? In which culture? In where?
Amapiano, yeah.
South Africa.
South Africa.
Oh,
She's like the biggest female Amapiano artist.
Oh, really?
She's huge.
Okay. I don't know.
Huge.
That's great. It's fantastic.
She's
That's
huge.
fantastic.
She's huge. So I'm genuinely excited for her. Yesterday, I asked my wife to find a movie for us on Netflix. She spent an hour searching and fell asleep. She couldn't find. But the previous day, it took me 2 minutes to find a nice movie for us.
No, I did find. Did I not find anything?
Didn't find anything.
Okay.
You didn't find anything.
Well, that's always your job, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's hard.
Yeah, it's hard. It's
So
hard.
I luckily stumbled upon that on Private Life.
Ooh. Woo.
But don't spoil it. I haven't finished it.
Woo! That's a movie and a half.
It's called Private Life on
Yeah.
Netflix. It's about a couple who dealing with what are they dealing with?
They're dealing with, I think, almost, is it infertility? I don't know how to call it, but
Yes.
they're struggling to have a child. So and they're showing us. I think it's the plot is around this woman. She wait. I think they waited, and I'm gonna say they waited for until she was older, and I think they tried when she was in the 40s to have a child, and they struggled, and they went through various routes, IVF, adopting, and I didn't realize how adopting is so difficult, the process, and also they would get, anyway, I don't want to spoil the plot, but from an adoption perspective, it was really tough as well. And I actually thought to myself, then what? If it's hard to have, physically your own child, and then even adoption is also equally hard to actually get done. And, the interviews, the nerve-wracking, the nerves to get there. And at some point they needed an egg donor because she couldn't have eggs, that they could use or eggs that could fertilize to actually have a baby for this IVF process. So they needed a donor and stuff, and it just got very technical. And I was just like, wow, often you don't realize what people go through when they go through this and they're trying to have a baby. And I was just thinking even about Abraham and Sarah, and Zechariah and Elizabeth, and in terms of their thinking, because every time you wait every month, and I think we've been blessed in this journey because, Bokang was an accident pretty much. And then, well, she was a good accident. What was I supposed to say? She was a gift to our marriage. Yeah, but it wasn't planned. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. And then Ikaneng was planned, and we tried. And we tried for a while though. We tried for like 7 months, and apparently it's not a while, but we tried for a bit, and then every month you kind of wait. You're like, oh, is this gonna happen this month? Is it gonna? Then you're like, no. Is it gonna happen this month and stuff? And so I was very, very emotionally drawn and quite saddened by people who want to have kids and can't have kids, and how often, even now, like I've actually kind of stopped in terms of this whole thing of when somebody is married and they keep asking, when are you having a baby? I've stopped in terms of that. I think our intention has always been that we wait. We got married and we waited for, how long did we wait? For 4 years.
3 or 4 years.
Yeah, 3-4 years and stuff. And we were planning on waiting longer. I think with Bokang, it wasn't. Why are you looking at me like it was planned?
I prayed.
You prayed. I was not on that tip and vibe.
I was like, you're waiting by yourself, my friend.
I was on the tip of this lady of saying, can we wait till we get closer to 35?
Waiting by yourself, my
You
sister.
know, and stuff. So I was really puzzled. But that being said, it happened, and it's a beautiful thing that, you know. But I think it made me reflect a lot. Like, you know, friends that we know that have been trying around how tough the process is, you know, and how sometimes we can be so insensitive, and especially if even families, people that, you know, should be actually be giving you support, etc. during this time, but you know, they can add so much pressure as well in terms of, when are you having a child? When is this thing happening? And then you keep just thinking, yo, when is this happening? So I think it made me reflect a lot, you know, around stopping to put people under undue pressure. And also,
and for me also, sometimes
yeah.
it's a demographic of people which we don't really pay attention to. People can't.
Agree.
You know, it's not something you think about. We think about everything else: racism, murder, hijacking, terrorism. But we never think about folks who are dealing with infertility or failure to have a baby, and we don't really spend too much time thinking about it at all. So I think for me, the film helped me just look at the challenges people face, but I also like how it's presented. It's presented in comedy, and I guess that's the power of comedy. Comedy is the sugar coating of pain. The best comedians are able to take painful and uncomfortable subjects and bring it painful, offensive, or subjects, and sugarcoat it in a way where you start laughing at it. So I think they managed to do that, to bring such a heavy subject, cover it in the sugar of comedy, because I was laughing.
Were you laughing? I wasn't laughing. I was like, whoa.
I found it so funny.
It was deep, you know?
It was very smart how they dealt with it. So you're recommending it for people to watch?
I think so. I think it will just give you an appreciation of how sensitive this thing is, and the long process that it often takes. In fact, I mean, you used to, because I used to tell him that we will probably go through some fertility process, and he was like, no, I rebuke you. So I was kind of thinking that's probably going to be our route. So I was very surprised. Pastor Yuan, welcome. I see your comment.
What's he saying?
Saying you married. That's the real pressure. People don't get it. You married when you're having a baby. That's the real pressure. People don't get it when you explain we're still going to know each other and build a lifestyle together. Absolutely.
Yes, that was our plan, especially that we're not going to get married and in the first 2 weeks of marriage have a kid. We wanted just to personally just take some time, get to know each other, get to enjoy, because hey, kids are work. Kids are, from the time they've been born till today. You know, there's that Bible from the days of John the Baptist till now.
They arrest you. As soon as they come out of that tummy, you're just like, wow, here's your bundle of joy.
You know.
Yeah.
And they are a lot of work. A lot of work. You have to pay attention to them.
A blessing as well. A blessing.
No, they are a blessing. You know, they are a blessing. No, they're definitely a blessing. Some of the times. The kids are definitely a blessing. Especially when they go to sleep. Yes, that's a blessing. As soon as they go to sleep, you know, they are such a blessing. But my daughter is in that habit of escaping her bedroom.
Yeah, and coming over
every day.
Every single day. We don't even know what to do about that.
Every day.
So if you have any tips of how to help us in that, we'll appreciate it. We tried everything. We tried getting a new dog, so she sleeps with the dog in the bed. She leaves the dog and comes. We haven't tried sleeping with the brother, but I'm afraid of trying that because the brother can't sleep. The brother just turns. So anyway, we are becoming the type of married couple that just speaks about the kids. You know, once you have kids, they consume you and they take over.
They take over everything. but they're definitely a blessing.
But you know what? The other thing we're talking about was around South African movies, and we actually, it made us think around this private life thing. It made us think around our writers in South Africa writing these type of movies, and we're reflecting around, the type of movies that we have been subjected to quite recently. I mean, in the past 10 years, and often it's around about crime. It's around. I mean, the Tsotsi one blew up across the world, right? Because of that, and then there was that alien one around, almost like around apartheid type of thing, and Jerusalem and stuff. And then, but I think there's now these new movies that are coming out. I saw, I can't even remember the names, but I saw a couple even on Showmax where they're talking about love. It's a lot more light-hearted and it's rom-com and stuff, which is great, to see as well from an SA perspective.
No, I support the rom-com thing happening in South Africa. It's so important that our stories can't always be crime and,
racism and
back struggle.
Yes. And witchcraft. We tried to watch Gomorrah. Was it Gomorrah? I think the first episode, it was like a sexual scene there. And in fact, we thought, did we have the kids there?
No.
It was just the two of us.
They just left.
They just left, and we were about to start Gomorrah, and we were like, oh, no, stereotype. So we really get, on the stereotype stuff, like where it's like, rich man cheating with a mistress
and stealing money from his bank.
Yes.
You just can't be rich.
You can't be rich, wealthy, doing well with family.
Why must you be stealing from the bank? Why can't you just be rich?
Yeah.
The other kid in the car seat, automatically he's a hijacker. He can't just be a car seat kid struggling with school.
And trying to get somewhere.
So he has to go hijack and kill a man.
It has to be extreme, So we've been struggling with that, but so what are your thoughts on Blood and what is it? Blood and Life?
What's it? Blood and what?
Blood and Life, the series.
Blood and Water, man.
Blood and Water, the series.
What
did you watch it? What was your thoughts around Blood and Water?
It was interesting. It had an interesting story, an interesting mystery, and it was just giving us a view into the private school life of these Cape Townian kids and South African kids. Just a lot of nonsense that's happening. So I think it gave us a bit of an accurate picture of some of the mess that is happening in these high schools with these kids.
I think it was good though. Like it was riveting. I watched the whole series, and now I'm excited to know that there's season 2 that's coming.
Yeah, like every series, there's strong episodes and filler episodes. There were some filler moments where it was just going in circles and repeating the same plot. I've seen the same in Silicon Valley. There's some. Yeah,
Silicon Valley is going around in circles now.
For me, okay, my criticism on Silicon Valley is the guys make catastrophic mistakes. Just when you think, they're getting the win, the company is about to take off, they're about to go to the next level, they make these catastrophic mistakes which make no sense. And so I'm like, okay, it begins to get boring because for me, my hope was, okay, there'll be struggle, just like any movie, they struggle, like a kung fu movie, you get beaten, you come back, you've learned, you train, you come back, you beat the master, next level.
But the value is up from what I saw, like $45 million or something like that.
Yeah.
Or 450, whatever. But yeah, it just keeps going around in circles.
They make mistakes which are not.
And what are your thoughts on that Zim one that you watched? What was that story again? The Cookouts.
I think it was good that it was a rom-com.
Okay.
A rom-com. Again, just the rom-com dynamic. I think it's healthy for Africa that we start showing love
stories and stuff, light-hearted stuff as well. Like, like we generally, when we watch with movies, we choose like on a Friday when we look for movies, we look for something that's light-hearted, that's not gonna, so on Saturday when we watch Private Life, we could actually do that. And stuff. So let's maybe Lebo saying the conversation reminds me of the movie. Okay, that was the previous one, but she's
this Blood and Water.
Blood and Water was good storyline, great actors, I think. But now I don't want my kids to go to private schools. Yeah, I was reading something when you're talking about private schools. I was reading something about the daughter of Bill Gates. And Bill Gates said he's leaving minuscule. I don't know what minuscule is when you are a billionaire and you have $108 billion of net worth. But he says he's leaving minuscule inheritance for his kids.
He's evil. Continue.
What? you and that university, what's his name?
Yeah.
Prof, whoever, you won't get along. The South African professor
that professor
who says yes, it's illegal. We must make it illegal in terms of when you worked hard and you have inheritance.
That they must know you can't give an inheritance for kids anymore in South Africa.
Yes,
that's what this
the proposal for dealing with inequality. Yeah.
This UCT professor. It's a horrible idea.
Anyway, but that's not the point outside. So.
But remind me on that point, because you made me gain many followers on Twitter.
You are now like this person. I'm like, why? This guy, I used to post a lot in Zuma era about politics and stuff. And he said to me, do not post. Now he's posting about Trump. He's posting about... I'm just like, where does this come from? He's posting about leftists. And I'm just like, no. Okay.
I don't post about Trump.
But that's, that's aside. What I was trying to say about
the not a private school.
No, I was trying to say about Bill Gates' daughter. And, she was actually, I didn't even know this. So I was taken aback in terms of, and I found that very, she graduated at university. She now is studying medicine, or she wants to become a pediatrician because she learned from one of the somebody from their school or something. But and she said the real thing that she was actually on about was living through privilege, and what do you use your privilege for? And I was like, it's quite an important thing for me, because I do think that the kids that we are raising now and are coming into a different world where they have almost everything that they want, or we try to say, they know that if I want a PlayStation, my mom or my dad will actually get it for me. If I, so how do you raise kids in a privileged world where, they're not, and I was quite pleasantly surprised by her when she was saying that, for her, when she grew up in this privilege of, it's a huge privilege, she says, she understood the responsibility that came out of that huge privilege, and she's always wanted to do good with it. And I was quite taken aback to say, I mean, you've got a father who is the wealthiest man in the world, and he was for many, many years before Amazon came. And I was taken aback by how do we teach our children that even when their parents can afford to buy them, a cell phone, whatever stuff that they need, and they know their parents can afford to do that they will still have that sense of responsibility, sense of, I want to do better, for society. You said I must remind you about something.
No, let me finish with that. So I think you just have to teach them to never lose the connection between work and money, So if they want something, give them stuff to do. You got to work for this, So it's something I've been doing with Pokan, just teaching her, you're working for me. If you want something, this is your job. Do this. So she, unfortunately, she's busy. She does the things quickly. Comes, what's my next job? What's my next job? I had to say I'm fired.
But it's that type of responsibility that we just need to bear in mind for our kids who don't see their parents. I mean, there are times where in my house where we wouldn't know where the next bread is coming from. Where the electricity's off because we haven't paid the electricity. So I don't think this generation is aware or will be in that scenario. Well, I certainly hope that we don't get to, and I think, you know, we're doing everything in our power to make sure that our kids never get to see that.
No, I just think that just always teach kids just the value of work. That work brings a result, you know, in everything. You know, it's like we got this Pac-Man on our iPhone and iPad with my daughter, where you can challenge each other in battle. And she was losing all the time and crying. And I just told her that, why cry? Just practice. When you put in the work and the time, you're gonna get the good result. So it's always attaching work to a positive result, not crying. If I cry for, I get this, because it now becomes a lifestyle. You know, even on Twitter, there's people who cry all day to get something. They don't understand the value of working through to get it.
There's something that you said I must remind you about. I've forgotten. You actually have to remind me about it. But yeah, whatever. What was it? Do you know? Do you remember?
I don't know.
Is it about the gates? No, I can't remember. If you remember it, post it on the group. But I think our time is probably up. And maybe I was reading a book, and I'm reading a book now. It's, some people might actually know this book, but Nice Girls Don't Get the Corner Office. I haven't read the first one, so this is Nice Girls Still Don't Get the Corner, which is the second book.
The sequel.
Yeah, the sequel for it. So far so good. It actually has like a survey where you actually do a survey around. We've got somebody in this room, so it's going to be a little bit. Hi.
Hello. Thank you.
Hi. So it's a survey around how you come across in terms of the office, you know, the stuff that you need to do or deal with. And the first one, I'm on chapter First Mistake. It says that mistakes a lot of people make is thinking that the office is not a game where, you know, you need to play the game. And for me, I always go to the office like thinking, let's just go and, you know, excel and stuff. But not realizing that there are nuances to this game sometimes, you know, and there are people who play in this game, and sometimes you're like, whoa, what happened there? I've just been dealt a card. Anyway, yeah, I've just been dealt a card that I didn't expect, and you think like, what happened there? Who's this person I'm dealing with? And I think it's helping me quite a bit around just understanding the unsaid rules of the game at work, you know. Lego's got it. She says it's the point about the UCT professor. What did you want to say?
No, I just wanted to say that, you know, I'm a firm believer in leaving an inheritance for your children.
It's a biblical concept.
It's a biblical concept. And for me, once you say you're going to tax people, you're diverting that money to the state, to the government, to continue putting that money in programs which are not working at all. So I don't think issues of inequality can be solved by giving any government more money than they're already taking. Let people funnel their resources. You've worked so hard, particularly us in Africa, saying you can't give an inheritance. You're actually destroying our potential to have generational wealth and to pass. Because you work hard, you come from poverty, you work hard, you break out, and your children must start again from zero. That doesn't make sense to me at all. So I'm just not a fan of it already. But yeah.
That's it. That's it from us.
I think that's it from us. I am hungry. I'm ready to have supper. For whatever reason, I was fasting today. And I feel the anointing in the kitchen calling me. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a super blessed Monday.
Cheers.
See y'all at the end of the month. God bless you.
Ciao. Bye.
Bye.
Say bye, Ika. You want to say bye, boy?
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye. Bye, Boki. Bye, everybody.
Bye.